No? Okay. We'd open this meeting with the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Cole for the prayer.
All right. Welcome, everybody. We're going to ask God to bless this meeting. Lord, we just thank you that we can be here tonight because we have this freedom. We have freedom from those that fought in the great wars that let our enemies know that United States is strong. So, Lord, we thank you for the military we still have today. We ask you to bless them with safety so that we can still live in the victory, home of the free, land of the brave, right here in Libby, Montana. We get to live in the victory of being free and able to be here tonight. Thank you for the council and all those up here today that they want to do the best that they can. Help them with tonight, with their good hearing. Help us that we're not really quick to speak, but reason what is being said. Use the wisdom that we have, kindness, caring, thoughtful, considerate, looking out to the needs of others. Lord, there's a whole panel up here that all are volunteering in ways, from Sam all the way down to doing the paperwork, the treasury, all the things that need to take place for the city police, the city fire department, and those that volunteer, the workers that help keep the water flowing in all kinds of water. We just thank you for the multiple persons that can happen here tonight by taking care of business. We ask you to help us to be pleased with what it is the city's doing and give guidance and direction to what they do, not just complaints. Let us work together for the greater good. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Councilor Burke.
Here.
Councilor Berger.
Here.
Councilor Cope.
Here.
Councilor Smith.
Here.
Councilor Taylor.
Here.
Councilor Zimmerman.
Here.
Roll call is complete, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Welcome everyone here tonight. It's nice to see a good crowd. Also, those who are online, I don't actually have any announcements. Does anyone else have an announcement?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
So, move on, and also the minutes for the council meeting 1688 are not ready. So we'll move on to reports. Mr. Sykes.
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council. I represented the city at a League of Cities and Towns meeting with BNSF. What we were all discussing was the statewide issues with the extreme permit fees and the time it takes to get agreements for BNS to go underneath their property. One of the major examples was Colstrip, a little tiny town, had to pay $41,000 to get their permit just to replace, by pipe bursting, a new water main underneath their tracks. It took over 2.5 years to get that done. We discussed a lot about the North Dakota law, because North Dakota law limits their fees that they can charge to 10% of the original fee or $3,000. When all that discussion came up, BNSF got very stressed out and was not pleased with that. The reason a lot of this came up is that the Montana state legislators are looking at creating a Montana law to mimic North Dakota to limit what they can charge and everything. The reason we wanted to be at that meeting was literally we have 2 water, 2 sewer, and 1 stormwater. So if we're looking at 40,000 to 50,000 each, that's a couple $100,000 when it comes up, just for the permit, not including the flagging fees and all the other fees that go along with that. Their argument is that they have real estate interest. They're giving up interest in their real estate, and they pay taxes and insurance on it. So we should do that. I did just some quick head in my math. It's like 0.1 of an acre. And even if we went off of real value, we'd be looking at $1,900 for property value here for that little piece. So we're waiting to see what the League of Cities and Towns comes up with that again for the next meeting. The county, I was talking to Jerry Ray this morning, 6th Street over on the bridge by the old Ace of Wood property by Lincoln County Credit Union. They're going to be closing it down on roughly the 19th or the 20th for roughly 2 weeks. They're hoping to get it done earlier. There's some damage to the bridge, and they're going to do some work on that. So I just want everybody to get ready. There might be delays, or they'll have to drive around that area because it is pretty high traffic. 6th Street. It'll start on the 19th to the 20th, and they're hoping it's less, but they're planning for probably around 2 weeks. For the building report for the month of October, we sold 8 building permits, 2 for new buildings, 1 for a deck, 1 for an addition, and 4 new roofs for the month. That gave us $3,894.85 with those 8 permits. So far this year, we've sold 14 permits for just over $6,000. Last year at this time, we sold 14 permits for just over $8,500. Difference is they sold more for new residences last year. Just a reminder, one of the reasons this is so important for us is all the new residents that are made create a new tax base, and that's how we try to keep up with inflation with everything coming in. So on a 4-year average, October usually averages us $2,200, and we pulled in $3,800. Everything else will be on the agenda, Madam Mayor and Council, unless there's questions.
I have a question? Thank you. Mr. Petrucia with the Laura report.
That was quick.
Tony Petrucia, 559 Florence Road, Libby. I'm here to represent the Libby Outdoor Recreation Association and a couple things. As part of our agreement, I'll just give you a quick update on what's going on. The swim pond is still alive and well. We're working with the Department of Public Health and Human Services to meet their requirements. Pioneer Park, we're working with the county on a maintenance agreement there. The pump track is up and running, liked by all. NRD project, we're starting a new NRDP project review, and that would be trail. The Parmenter Creek Trail, as it sits now, passes through 4 or 5 pieces of private property. With their agreement, however, we'd like to get permanent easements on those private holdings and run that trail through the Forest Service, down through Skeedale and over to Pioneer Park along Balsam Street. We're working that. Snowshoe Trail continues, and the Norgut Trail is, the easements are all in place, and so we hope to have that connected from Snowshoe Road, Hannah Lane, up through to the ski course. It's working. It moves slowly. One of the prime reasons I'm here tonight is to talk about the another natural resource damage project, and that would be the Libby Hall Bridge renovation. And we're making some traction there. I met with Councilman Culp and Sam, and we're going to, the scope of the project would be replace the rotted curbs out of the sides and put new fence on. And others as the need arises. So considerations in that would be the bridge assessment. Is it solid? Snow removal, ADA accessible, parking, and there's parking on the 5th Street end, but it's kind of limited depending on the crowds, and there's an opportunity for parking on the north end. There's a vacant piece of property there, so working on all that. Some signage describing this as a historic feature of Libby. Funding, the amounts to be determined. Sam's got the city engineer involved with he's familiar with the project and the concept, and he's putting together a preliminary report that'll help us with some cost estimate numbers, so we can look at that and see what it's going to take and what the engineering eye says this thing is going to require. When we get this all packaged up, it'll be ready for the NRDP in their funding year of 2027. So 26, 27. We'll also pursue some other grants, and when we get going, and what elements are NRD and what elements can be funded by other entities. You say who's involved in this? Well, there's some partners that are certainly involved, the city of Libby and Lincoln County, the Port Authority. Then you look a little further and the Montana DEQ's probably got a finger in it. Army Corps of Engineers, their water goes under it. Sam's friends at Burlington Northern, and then the people behind me, the community of Libby, they'll probably want to have some say in that. Any questions or comments on any of that stuff, where we're headed?
Thank you.
That's good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Brings us to committee reports. Under the cemetery parks, we're still trying to get the wings in the ground. They're still down in Mineral Avenue at the moment. Ms. Berger, you have a streets committee coming up?
Yep, Wednesday, noon.
Okay. So there are other committee reports. This brings us to that item on the agenda, public comment on non-agenda items. It's when, if your item is not on the agenda, you step to the podium. You have 3 minutes to talk about an item that's under the jurisdiction of the city, but not on the agenda. So are there any public comments on non-agenda items? Public comments on non-agenda items?
No.
I saw a hand up there. Okay. You're behind the podium for me, so I could only see your hand.
This is a non-agenda item. Okay, I came here today because I've had some Facebook posts concerning certain issues, and I wanted to voice my opinion on that. What happened is this person said, I feel that there are several problems with this committee, and that the largest is their belief that they can police private citizens to the point they are calling about people's bills. That has to stop. So I responded, asking questions. What are the details? Was a TAC report filled by the person to the TAC committee? Who are they policing? Just a few questions. If the TAC process is followed, then there is no problem. I was told they cannot investigate private citizens at all, not the study and not their made-up TAC. They absolutely cannot call a company about billing or services involving private individuals. Apparently, you are in favor of them policing our community and citizens. I am not. This is very much out of guidelines and scope. And I responded, what the flip? I ask questions. Don't assume that I would be in favor of that type of thing. I don't appreciate it at all. Please answer my questions. I would like to make an informed decision about this TAC. Then the response was, you will need to ask them for the TAC bylaws and guidelines. They have not been provided to the city, but it does not matter who filed a complaint with them. They should have not said, or they should have said, not something we can do. Second, it is not in the city. They are overreacting or overreaching, not just on private property, private citizens, private businesses, but also into the county. They have specific scope and guidelines that they have posted repeatedly. I said, thank you. Now I can go get answers from them, but I would still appreciate an answer to my question. This is not how council members should respond to a citizen with questions. They were honest questions. I wasn't rude. I came across pretty clear, I guess, on what I wanted to know. This is not the first time this has happened to me. I was kicked off a Facebook page for answering questions. And then what happened today, I went to a meeting to get some information, and I did get information about TAC, and it's completely different than what was posted on this page. So what I've done is I've looked up the Montana Code of Ethics and Conduct, and we're not supposed to be doing that type of thing nonetheless. It's out of the scope of what the council could do. Not telling the truth to a citizen is not correct. And that's why I'm here tonight. I feel strongly about it, and I wanted to voice my opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other public comments on items not on the agenda? Mr. Orr?
Well, I have to speak to that a little bit because that had to do with the City Government Study Commission and the TAC. You guys are all well aware that the TAC is firmly grounded in Montana Code Annotated 2-2-144, if memory serves. you'd think I'd get better at quoting that. But Montana law allows this, Montana law encourages this. And I understand that there are members of this body that do not want transparency and accountability to come to this body. That's why we need it, right there in a nutshell. That post started out with a blatant lie about the TAC. The TAC does not investigate anyone. And that's the kind of stuff that goes on Facebook. One of your members actually comments under fake names and has admitted to it. But that's very deceiving. That is not the kind of stuff that this council should be involved in. And the only way to regulate that, because that councilwoman will not answer to anyone except her fellow board members. You guys have an obligation to cut out that stuff that is embarrassing the whole body. And you ought to get to work on that. Thank you very much.
Any other public comments on items not on the agenda? Any other public comments? Other public comments? Then that would bring us to the new business on our agenda. If we take public comments as the item is up for discussion. So if you want to make a public comment on an item, you can do so as when we call for public comments on that item. So the first item on our agenda under new business is to approve the street closure requests for Mineral Avenue and 2nd Street for the Christmas parade on December 20th from 4:15 to 6:30. That's the street closure, not the parade.
4:45.
Would you like to step to the podium?
Yes, please. Hi, I'm Kaylee Konauer, 63 Hope Drive, Libby. Good evening. I asked for the road closure of Mineral Avenue and 2nd Street from 4:45 to 6:30. Parade starting at 5:30. Hot cocoa stations and whatnot will be set up at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Are there any questions regarding the parade?
We have all the current insurances requirements from the
So
city.
I'm going to bring down tomorrow morning.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
I'm glad you're doing it again.
Thank you.
I am too. It was really nice last year. So
I'm doing a form this year though to have people sign up so that I don't run out of staging area.
Oh.
So hopefully that goes over a little bit better than last year.
So.
I make a motion to approve the street closure on Mineral Avenue from 2nd Street from Mineral Avenue or Lincoln Boulevard to 2nd Street for the Christmas parade on December 20th, 4:45 to 6:30 p.m.
And you're also going to close 2nd Street, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a first,
Second.
second. Okay. If the council has no comments or questions, then I would open it for public comment. You can go ahead and sit down. Thank you. In public comment? Public comment on the street closure? Public comment? Okay. All in favor of the street closure request?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Street closure is yours. I'm get with Mr. Williams, our streets, and for the barricades and anything else you might want to have, and provide this insurance, and you should be good to go. Thank you. Next on the agenda is to approve the Lower Foundation grant for $9,150 for the purchase of 3D imaging equipment.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. My name is Tabitha Birgitz. I'm representing the Lower Foundation. We've had a request through the Chief of Police, Cody Erkenbrack, for a LiDAR system, which is a 3D imaging equipment. It's used to enhance public safety within the city of Libby. That request came in at $9,150, and the funding is designated for the project during the grant period, which will end on November 2nd, 2026, pending the completion of all expenditures of that grant.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
What specifically is the intent to use this equipment?
I will leave that up to the chief.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mayor, Council, so the LiDAR units are primarily designated for the measurement of crime scenes. They're used to measure crash scenes specifically, as well as any large seal scenes. They can also be utilized as well for speed enforcement. Give us an extra tool to help protect the citizens of Libby. So it came in as 3D imaging. It's not used to scan people's homes or anything like that. But for the measurement of scenes as well as speed enforcement.
Thank you.
Any other?
Same question.
Okay. Okay, any other questions from the council or comments? Then I would open it for public comment. Thank you. Any public comment on this request? Public comment? Public comment? Seeing none, then all in favor of the grant request?
I don't think we have a motion
Oh,
yet.
I'm sorry. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the lower grant of
So-
$91.50 to the city of Libby.
Second.
Okay. So, now do you have any comments? So all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Tabitha. And the next, Tabitha's back up for a Lower Foundation grant for $27,401 for purchasing of flashing speed signs.
Yes, this request and solution was brought forward by the Libby Streets Department Supervisor Justin Williams to purchase flashing speed signs and the various equipment that goes with that, the solar panels and USBs that are required for that. This also has a grant funding period that will end November 2nd, 2026, pending the completion of expenditures for this grant.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the Lower Foundation grant of $27,401 to the city of Libby.
Second.
So are there any questions and comments on this grant request?
How many signs are we referring to?
3, yeah,
3.
sorry.
Justin, did you want to say anything about the request? Okay.
Any questions?
Okay, so three signs?
Do we have locations picked out?
Sorry, I'll come up here. The equipment was explained to me as being mobile, so
Yes.
you would be able to use them in various locations depending on your issues within the speed.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. So does council have any questions or comments? Then does the public have any comments on this agenda item? Public comments, Mr. Orr?
Is there an itemization of the costs on this project? Just a bulk $27,000 doesn't really tell us what we're getting. I'd like to see you guys be more specific in the future and in the present if you would, and maybe present itemized costs. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Public comment? Then all in favor of the motion for this lower grant?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The grant is approved. Thank you, Tabitha. Appreciate very much that you support the city so well. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to our next item, which is the review of the gravel pit parking lot at 90%. Just a second, I need Scott Dunkelberger from WWC is online. He's going to give us a rundown of how they arrived at this proposal. As soon as I can get him unmuted. Hi, Scott.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Scott Dunkelberger. I'm with WWC Engineering, contract engineer hired to do the design for the Flower Creek Waste Gravel Reclamation Project. The project's located up on Flower Lake Road, near the Nordic ski area. There's a couple design parameters that we were aiming for, and the major one was to protect the city of Libby's source water supply at Flower Creek. And we looked at upstream watershed and then downstream analysis as well to just verify that there would be very limited to no impacts to the surface waters with sediment runoff. So that upstream analysis started at the ridge line, and we determined that the existing gravel pile is located along a ridge, meaning the watershed upstream sheds easterly and westerly away from the gravel pile, meaning large storm events aren't going to drain through the site and create additional sediment loading downstream. I'm not sure which image you have up on the screen because I can't see it. But anyhow, the downstream analysis included a detention pond, and that pond was sited to capture the 100-year stormwater event. So all runoff from the pond, from the parking area is going to drain to a channel and then into that pond before outletting downstream into the grassy area. And we had proposed a berm around the pond as well as a secondary measure to make sure runoff doesn't go down those exposed slopes. So the other part of the design that we looked at, we had to stay within the NRDP budget. And the two things that we looked at there was the pad size and then the volume of earthwork. So the volume of earthwork has a cost usually per its cubic yard as it's bid on. So what we did is we lowered the pad, expanded the pad footprint, or decreased it to balance those and stay within our proposed construction budget. And with the 15% contingency, we're about right at the construction budget within the NRDP funds. So the contract will also have a requirement for a SWIP, so that's a stormwater protection plan, and that'll be a permit that the contractor gets through the DEQ to set up BMPs, silt fences, straw wattles, other temporary sediment measures during construction. And this was a two-phase project through NRDP. Phase one was the design and preparation of the bid documents. And if the council approves those bid documents, phase two would be the construction. And I'll leave that open to any possible questions.
Does council have comment or questions for Mr. Dungelberger? Sorry. Okay. There doesn't seem to be any questions or comments from the council at this particular moment. I was going to ask the ski club to come forward because they wanted to talk about how this would benefit their program.
And Madam Mayor, if we could thank Laura for the technology upgrade.
Yes.
In City Hall.
If you enjoy
just starting to come in.
If you see, you like the big screen, seeing it on the big screen. Yes, thank you, Tabitha.
Good evening, Council, Madam Mayor. My name is Joe Taylor. I'm the president of the Kootenai Cross Country Ski Club. Thank you for the opportunity to speak about the Kootenai Cross Country Ski Club. KCCSC, or Kootenai Nordic Club, is a volunteer-ran 509(a)(2) nonprofit organization. The club exists to serve this community. The club promotes health and wellness. The club encourages outdoor activity during the winter through cross-country skiing, helping residents stay fit, reduce stress, and connect with nature on 13 miles of groomed trails in the Kootenai National Forest, state of Montana, and city land in the South Flower Creek area. Our club is proud of the youth development and education we've provided this community for over 40 years. We've offered after-school classes, developmental teams, and race programs that build skiing skills, confidence, and lifelong fitness habits for kids in this community. Last year, the club hosted and trained 55 5th to 8th grade children in the Libby Public Schools Kootenai Outdoor Adventure Program on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the month of January. Separate from the school-affiliated program, the club also offers lessons for littles, getting kids as young as 7 years old on classic cross-country skis in a fun and friendly atmosphere. This program is experiencing significant growth, and we've already signed up 24 littles for our Monday and Wednesday sessions that run from January until the snow melts away, which was mid-March last year. The club also has a developmental team for intermediate kids, teaching classic and skate skiing, as well as an introduction to biathlon, and the club has a race team for advanced youth skiers looking to compete in races and or train at a high level. Our club believes in community building through events Our inclusive events like the annual Wolf Chase races, beginners fun ski days, and night skiing brings families and friends together for low pressure fun, fostering social bonds and creating lasting memories in a welcoming, non-competitive atmosphere. Our club believes in providing accessible recreation for a wide variety of age, skills, and ability. As a volunteer-run nonprofit, we provide affordable ski rentals, lessons, a biathlon range to make winter sports available to everyone regardless of experience or budget. Our club survives on grants, donations, and memberships, but there is no required fee to use our volunteer groomed trails. Our club takes a lot of pride in trail stewardship and environmental care. Club volunteers maintain and groom trails, preserving public lands for safe, enjoyable use, and promoting environmental awareness and accessibility, which enhances the quality of life for residents who value our pristine Kootenai landscapes. We encourage volunteer opportunities and civic pride by involving community members in grooming trails, coaching, and event planning. We strengthen local ties, develop leadership skills, and instill a sense of pride in sustaining a vibrant winter sports tradition of the region. The project under consideration by Council is very important to the club and the community members that use our trails and facilities. Safe, adequate parking is important for the school bus that drops off the Kootenai Outdoor Adventure Program kids after school, and for the dozens and dozens of parents coming to park and pick up their kids after the lessons are over for the day. Current parking constraints are a significant barrier to the club hosting junior national qualifier races, which will draw racers and spectators to Libby during the winter months, supporting our local economy and providing the club an opportunity to show off the talent of our local racers to a hometown audience. I would like to thank the city for stewarding this National Resource Damage Program grant-funded project. The intent of the NRDP to support projects that restore, rehabilitate, or replace affected resources seems very well suited to providing our community better access via improved parking to the fantastic trails that already exist at our Flower Creek facility. Pending your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you for the info.
So does council have any comments or questions regarding the design or any other comments about this? Okay, then I would open it to public comments. Public comments regarding this project. Mr. Orr?
I have questions about this project, but I know you won't answer them. You have a policy of not answering questions. That policy was in place when the dam was built up there, and consequently, the questions I asked back then about why wasn't that pile removed, it was part of the contract then, and it was allowed to be left there for the taxpayers in the future, these guys sitting behind me, to have to pay it at a later date. Where'd the money go that was in the contract to remove that pile when the dam was built? That's a question you won't answer. There was also a $400,000 drilling project to ensure that that dam would sit on solid rock. And we were assured by the engineer at that time that it would sit on solid rock. In January that the dam was finished.
Point of order. Has nothing to do with the project in front of us.
Absolutely it does.
No, it does not.
Madam Mayor?
We're talking about the
Are you
parking
going to
lot.
violate my right of participation?
I am going to ask you to speak to this project, not past history that we have no control over. So you can speak whether you like
Past
it.
history
No,
affects
no,
this project,
actually,
Madam
no,
Mayor.
no, it doesn't.
Yes,
Because
it does.
that's nothing that any of this body had anything to do with. So you can speak to how it's constructed or not constructed or whatever. Otherwise, you can sit down.
Otherwise, you don't want to hear it. I understand that. You want to
Miss-
violate my rights of participation.
Any other public
It's
comments?
constitutional right, Madam
Any
Mayor.
other public comments? Okay.
Yeah, Jared Lampton, 1022 Mineral. I'm a vice president of the ski club, been involved for a long time, since my kids were little. I do want to thank the city for taking on this project and for supporting it. It is really a need that we have up there, not only for the ski club, but for any recreation enthusiasts that want to mountain bike and use those trails up there. Some proper parking is definitely needed. Also, the cross-country
meets that have been happening up there. There's already events happening up there, and the parking situation without this has been, from what I hear, it's been horrendous. So this is much needed, and this gravel pile that was left there, in my mind, has been a black eye to the city for a long time, and so let's make something useful out of it. And so on behalf of the ski club, I want to support this project and thank the city for considering it.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Mr. Petruccio?
Tony Petruccio, 559 Florence Road. I support the reshaping of the gravel pile into a usable parking area. As the engineer stated, there's very limited to no impact to runoff. We're parking there anyway. We should just make it into a parking area that's usable and control the runoff and move forward. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Williams?
Justin Williams, 878 Florence Road. I just have a question. If this goes through, there's a parking lot built there, who is going to maintain a parking lot?
As in plowing it?
All aspects, plowing,
Okay.
grading. You guys are?
Are you asking?
Yeah, I'm asking.
It's not our property, it's the city's property. Right now, the county plows that area.
Okay, so are we going to continue to do that? That's, my concern is that the existing parking lots that are out there right now, that there's people up there that are just going up and spinning brodies in it, rutting it up pretty good, you know, dumping off things that don't need to don't belong up there, just things of that nature. I just don't want to, so I know it's on city property, I just don't want to see us inheriting a maintenance nightmare, so to speak. From the resources we have, what we maintain already, that's all. Just a question, just think about.
Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Then does the council have any public or any comment or questions before we move on to the next agenda item?
I have a comment.
Yes.
Driven up there several times this past week just to see what it looks like while it's raining and when it's dry. And it is being used as a parking lot right now with uncontrolled runoff. There's deer carcass on top of that hill. It's been used as a shooting range. I picked up probably half a bag of soda cans up there and beer cans, and that wasn't even near all of it up there. So yeah, by eliminating that, I think we can discourage some of the inappropriate behavior that goes on up there.
I would have to concur with Councilman Cole because it looks like an eyesore and people are attracted to places to do nefarious activities on what looks like a dump site. It's a giant pile of gravel. And so, with some appropriate signage, definitely would improve the area. And I agree with everything the cross country ski group has said. And I would just like to remind everybody, NRDP is a source of funds, not from the taxpayers. It's actually the governor has a team that's negotiated with International Paper in this case, and so it's paid for, and the money has already been granted to the city to complete this work. I just don't understand why we wouldn't do it to achieve all the things that Mr. Taylor spoke to, and Mr. Lambert, and so I fully support it.
Okay. Mr.
The one thing I like seeing about it, by having this project done, is the 100-year flood. That's always been a major concern for me, that the proper drainage and having that all put into place so that our watershed is taken care of and protected.
Okay. Any other comments from the council? Any other comments? All right, then it was on the agenda for discussion only. We will be looking at that again next meeting on whether to move forward or not, and which brings us to approve all claims received to date. Did everyone get a chance to see the claims?
Make a motion to approve all claims received to date.
Second.
Okay, any questions about any of the claims? Comments? Okay, any public comments regarding the claims? I will remind you, if you're interested to see what bills the city pays, you can come by on the Monday of a meeting and we'll walk you through any claims or bills that you're and answer questions. So any claims, any comments on the claims? Public comments on the claims? Then all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Claims are approved. Brings us to, we introduced last meeting the updated policies and procedures manual. We're looking at a discussion. It is a document that needed some update. It actually took 2 documents and tried to make them into one. It's an employee document outlining our policies and procedures and how we try to proceed in our workplace. The last update to the personnel policies and procedures was 2020. We did update this regarding firearms and relationships. We updated the computer use and retention policy, and we made sure that it aligns with the CBA, which the old documents don't all. There's a CBA and there's 2 policy manuals, and they don't always align. So we tried to make sure that all of this aligns. Since the police are no longer in the CBA, we also put language in here regarding some of the issues with the police department. Mr. Chisholm did provide some updates in one section of it, which we'll be looking at. So with that said, does the council have any questions or comments regarding it?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'm speaking with Mr. Sykes earlier today. Page 13, our firearm policy, we plan to have Mr. Chisholm look at that.
Okay.
Because unless things have changed when I got my concealed weapons permit, you cannot carry a concealed weapon anywhere that was posted, and we are posted at the front door. We are saying our employees can carry a concealed weapon. So make sure what the standard in the MCA say about that.
I will say that we've run this through the legal. We put it through MMIA to make sure that they approve some of the updates, especially in areas of discipline and hiring. And the union has also looked at it, so we've tried to capture all of those potentials. So yes, Mr. Chisholm, did you hear the comment asking you to look at page 13 with firearms?
And with our posting.
I did, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any comments regarding the document? Council have any other comments? Any questions? Anything you would like for us to look at regarding it?
Yeah, I would just concur with Councilman Taylor on that clause in relation to our standard for the general public entry.
Okay. Any public comments regarding this updated document? Public comments? Any public comments? Okay.
Madam Mayor, there's a copy over here on the desk.
Yes, just smart to not remove, so we could appreciate it if you just look at it here, or if you really want a copy to take it home, we electronic copies or link to the electronic version, because it's quite a large document, are available if you let us know that you'd like to see it. So if the council doesn't have any other questions or comments, it was on the agenda for discussion, so we will be looking at that again at the next meeting. Which brings us to the Chamber of Commerce request for a building lease. I'm not sure where that sits. Mr. Chisholm did provide a final, which has been provided to the Chamber. Do you would like to make any comments or speak to anything?
Is that to me, Mayor?
No, it's to, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's to Miranda from the Chamber.
Okay, great. Thank you.
905 West 9th Street. We did receive the most recent version of the lease from Mr. Chisholm, and we are happy with it. We would like to move forward if you guys approve it. And I wanted to also add in, we were under the impression that we did originally own the building. So after finding all of these documents, we're all on the same page now. And irrespective of your guys' wish to be consistent with all the leases. So we are happy with the final version of the lease.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So does council have any questions or comments to make regarding the moving forward with the lease?
Oh, I just think it's important that the city and the chamber continue to have good relations and to work cooperatively towards the greater good for this community.
Absolutely.
We all have the best intentions.
That is important to us too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other council comments or questions? Okay, any public comments regarding the chamber lease? Public comments? Public comments? Hearing none, we move on to that forever item, the grant writer community development coordinator. And I didn't make any progress on anything related to that. Does anyone have any comments or questions regarding where we are at the moment?
Create an interpretive dance about it next time.
What kind of music would you like to have?
Kind of like the Jeopardy music.
Oh. Okay. So shall we just continue it on? Okay.
Should we send it to vote?
But to the current, to advertise the current position description as we have had it for the last couple of meetings?
That's what I'm proposing.
No one ever seems to make comments on how to approve it or what they don't like, so maybe that would on the agenda for the next meeting to have a vote on it and see if we move forward that way. Okay. Public comment regarding this position description. Any public comment? Public comment? Okay. That brings us to the general comments from the council. Council, anyone on the council have?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Given the recent election, I will be resigning my position on the Local Government Study Commission as the ex officio. Mr. Cope, I believe, would fill that, but that needs to be on the next agenda for a vote to appoint him to that position.
Okay. Anyone else interested in filling that role? Okay. And you are willing to do that?
I'm willing to do that, yes.
Okay, so I put that on the agenda. Anything else? Okay, so I have a couple items. One is that we have a couple of planning board vacancies coming up at the end of this month, or end of December, I'm sorry, excuse me. One of them is the position appointed by the city council or city commissioners. That person would like to be replaced. She would like to move on from the planning board. The other one is Ms. Berger's position as a city representative would be expiring next year. So I'm just going to advertise those positions and see if we can find, I'll be contacting the county commission regarding that, their position, see if they have someone in mind or if we need to find someone to fill that. Okay, any other comments? And okay, and Mr. Taylor, you had mentioned to me about going ahead and posting the council the vacancy regarding your seat.
That would be my wishes. I don't know how the rest of the council feels. Our council policy and procedure indicates that we can pre-fill that. It would just be effective first of the year. That's up to the council to decide how they want to handle that.
Sure.
We should do that. We can do that.
That way, first of the year, it's all the faces are present.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get that. We had been working on that vacancy posting as well, so we'll go ahead and get those out in the public. Any other council items for discussion? Then I would entertain a motion for adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned.